Have you had stem cell therapy and you're wondering which direction should I go, with in-person therapy or virtual therapy or both? I'm going to be answering that inside today's video. My name is Dr. Chris Garcia. I'm a leading expert in stem cell recovery, and I'm excited to help you along your journey to recover properly and safely so you can maximize your procedure. When we look at in-person virtual versus in-person physical therapy, there are some differences and there's a lot of similarities. I'm going to describe that inside this video. When we look at in-person physical therapy, I think you're very familiar with this. If you've ever had pain or you've had an injury or surgery, you know that in-person physical therapy has a structured process. You go in and you call the office, you schedule an appointment, you walk in, someone greets you, you get onto the table, they work through what challenges you've had, what you're looking to do, what are your goals, what your current impairments are, how you move, and they do all these tests and all these flexibility things, and they give you a program to point you in the right direction. And then they might work on manual therapy or massage or stretching and a couple things that are right in front of you. That's pretty much the typical in-person physical therapy. And then you have virtual physical therapy. Well, for a lot of people, that's foreign. The question we get here is, well, how are they going to massage me and stretch me and show me the exercise? That's where people get confused. And virtual physical therapy is fantastic for people who need support and direction and guidance along a path to be able to achieve a milestone. For example, if you wanted to run a 5K and you've never run in your life, and you started to run and you now have knee pain or ankle pain and you want to manage that, well, you might go to physical therapy as I described. In virtual physical therapy, it might be something like you do some tests via online Zoom, and you see they have some movement challenges just like you would in person, and then they describe what it's going to take, the exact time point of, well, this is how many miles you can run for the next 2 weeks, so we're going to slow that down. You're going to do these 5 exercises that I'm going to provide to you and you're going to perform, and then in 3 weeks you're going to run 1.5 miles. In 4 weeks you're allowed to run 2 miles, and then you're going to run intervals, and then that'll set you up for your race. And so you have these incremental milestones that are appropriate, and you give them exercises, you identify these things. Now, they're very similar. We say, maybe in-person physical therapy is great for massage and the stretching. You love that component. That's very common, and it's a great thing. Now, virtual physical therapy can't provide that, but the great part about stem cell recovery is that there's not a lot of manual therapy that is required, because stem cells are localized and they're inside the knee joint, the back joint, the neck, and all these things. You really don't want to move or irritate those stem cells, because they're creating inflammation, remodeling, creating better tissue, and because of that, you don't want to stir them around. And so manual therapy, stretching, chiropractic care, those things, and acupuncture will disrupt that process and cause an irritation and slow down your recovery. It often leads to flare-ups. So the great part about stem cell recovery is that you don't need a lot of the manual work. That's why virtual physical therapy is a great option, because it allows you to still create those milestones without irritating the tissue. Now we get the question, what if I want to include both? How do I combine the two? Well, the great part is some people love being in person because they're so used to it, or they have somebody local that they trust and they love. Absolutely. So the perfect blend would be, how do we combine the two? So what you would have is a virtual physical therapist who understands the recovery process, who understands timelines and milestones, and then you're going to work with them to create your own personalized milestones, understanding what happens 1 month, 2 months, 3 months after your stem cell procedure. And then you combine that with somebody local who knows your body. They've been seeing you for years. They are convenient right around the corner from you, and they know how to manage your low back and your neck because of previous episodes. So now you have a virtual physical therapist who's now working with your milestones and your overall plan. And then you have a local physical therapist who maybe is not familiar with stem cell recovery. They don't know those milestones. They don't know how to manage you across the next 6 months of recovery and every step of the way. But what they do know is how to manage your back and see how it moves right there and then. So one is great at long-term care and one is great on day-to-day or week-to-week care. That is the full blend of how it would work ideally. So what are the cons? How is this a weakness or a disadvantage? Now, the challenge here is if your local physical therapist is maybe not receptive to feedback and they feel like they can manage this even though they've never worked with a stem cell client, that becomes a little bit of a challenge. And one person saying, we've worked with this for hundreds of thousands of clients. This is the direction that we've been successful with. Maybe this person disagrees because they're constantly flaring up and they want to go a different direction. Now that's easily solved with fantastic communication. And you want to be able to have the best of both worlds. People who've understood what milestones are and been able to get you to the point where you want to be, and the other person who is fantastic in front of you. And the great part is you want to find people who want to be able to be a team throughout that process. So the pros are you maximize your recovery and you get the best of both worlds. The challenge or the con is if you get people who have a hard time communicating, but that's easily solved with getting on a phone call and putting people onto the same email so everyone's on the same page with the exact same program and you have people collaborating. Now, that is our mission at the Stem Cell Recovery Experts. Our mission is to provide the best level of care and help people achieve their goals and get the lifestyle that they've always wanted back into their lives after stem cell injections. And so if you are considering or you're currently in stem cell recovery now, and you have a local physical therapist who you absolutely love, and then you now know that you want to work with experts who've been doing this, how do you work them together? And the great part is our team is fully receptive and we're here to work with anybody that you absolutely trust, and we will communicate that and be able to put everyone onto the same emails and communication channels so that you're successful. Now, our goal here is to get you to that same point. If you're wondering how it all works, that is those are all the details and how we do that. So myself and my team will be able to point you in the right direction. If you've always been used to physical therapy in person, we completely respect that. We never want to override that. All we want to do is supplement what you're currently doing. Now, if you want to go fully virtual, that's fantastic, but ultimately it's your decision for your health. We just want to be able to complement that so that way you have the clarity and the confidence that this is the right plan for yourself. If you find yourself still stuck and want some questions and a little bit more clarity in your decision making, feel free to reach out to my team at any of the contact information below, and we're excited to point you in the right direction and improve your health for good. Hi, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification for my weekly tips on recovering safely to create long-lasting results after stem cell therapy. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.